Hello there guys and girls, this is the Prussian Prince with our Rome 2 tournament match. This is going to be the match between Atheas of Agartha and TGR's Obelix. We're going to be having the game played on map of Tur. Atheas is playing as Rome, whereas we have Obelix playing as the Arverni in this matchup. Again, it's pretty cold out here it seems. I'm going to go over Atheas' build. He has, wow, an interesting composition for sure. So, he's playing, let's see. Oh, this is ultra unit size. This is quite crazy. Anyway, we have Legatus, and he is Caesar, interestingly enough. Normally you see more commander nowadays. Anyway, he has 3 Saucy Equites, 2 Equites, a Gladiator Spearman with a Vigilace on his left flank. Quite an interesting choice. On his right flank, Gladiator Spearman, probably Vigilace as well. In terms of infantry, he has, let's see, how many Evocatis? He has 6 Evocatis, I believe. 1 Veteran Legionary on the flanks. So basically 8 swords, like basically the 8 strongest swords Rome could bring in the matchup. That is what Atheas has brought to the table. Now for Obelix, who is again Arverni. We have, let's see, his general unit in an Oathsworn. He is a strategist. Have some cavalry on the field as well. 2 heavy horse and 2 light horse, it seems, and that's basically it. In terms of skirmishes, we see 3 Celtic skirmishers. No, 2 Celtic skirmishers and a Gallic hunter. So not all of them are the same. And we have, how many Levy Freemen? We have 2 Levy Freemen so far only. And in true Obelix style, he has a lot of Oathsworns, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Oathsworns in total. And some Celtic warriors, I believe. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 Celtic warriors. At least, from what I can see. So yeah, 3 Celtics and 5 Oathsworns. That's 8 swords, but 8 of like the strongest swords. And I'm gonna find it very difficult to see Rome break through this actually. How Evocatis, like, they will not do too well against Oathsworns, and neither will the Veteran Legionaries. It's gonna be up to the cav maneuvers to do it, but we still have skirmishers on the field, which Rome doesn't have. So I feel like Rome is at a huge disadvantage with these rules, because it is max 8 of the same unit type. Basically, you can't bring more than 8 swords. So I feel like maybe Rome could have actually brought an elephant to the field, but still would have been risky. Because there are 5 Oathsworns. How are you going to deal with 5 Oathsworns if you only have 8 swords yourself? Like, I see that as something that's very difficult. Again, the Roman swords are very tough. 6 Evocatis and 2 Veteran Legionaries. So there's a chance for Atheas, but it's just gonna be really rough for him, I think. He needed like some kind of skirmishes or something to deal with the Oathsworns, I suppose. And considering that Obelix is kind of known to bring these builds with like Oathsworns and Celtic warriors, in particular bringing lots of Oathsworns, you could kind of like counter him by bringing a lot of skirmishers, I suppose, and just targeting the Oathsworns down. As you can see, his cavalry contingent is very weak. 2 light horse and 2 heavy horse, that's not a lot. But he is positioned in the forest though, so I guess I'm gonna fast forward, because these guys are not really taking an engagement right now. So it doesn't really matter whether or not I fast forward or not. We can see that both Atheas and Obelix are trying to get the best position possible. Kind of weird formation with the light horse here and heavy horse that Atheas, not Atheas, but Obelix is doing. I guess the Equites is trying to scout out the army of Obelix. He wants to know what's actually happening over there. But Obelix is actually the attacker, I think, in this game. As he is on the bottom of the bracket. So this time around, the person who's on the bottom is the attacker. Contrary to like how it usually is. Usually the top picks faction first and map. But this time it's the other way around, according to the rules. Not quite sure why they changed it, because it just makes it more confusing in my opinion. Like, I don't see a reason why that should be changed. Anyway, looks like both of them are gonna decide to move up their forces and try and engage. Again, the Celtic warriors are kind of sprinkled in here and there between the Oathsworns. So, but then again, the Oathsworns will hold out insanely well, and they'll do very well against all these Roman swords. It's gonna be up to the cavalry of Rome to deal with. And you can see the Celtic skirmishers already moving on the flanks to deal with all the cavalry that that Atheas has. Just imagine Obelix brought 6 Oathsworns. How insane would that have been? And I don't actually see how the Roman could have dealt with 6 Oathsworns according to the rules, without an elephant at least. Light horse actually charging in here, kind of awkwardly though, but it's getting a lot of kills surprisingly on Equites or something. And the Celtic warriors here don't get their jabs off on the Equites. The Celtic warriors don't, so that is quite unfortunate. This Vigiles is kind of sent in to die against the Levy Freeman, it seems, but there might be a cav follow-up. However, I don't see these cavalry units beating heavy horse. There's no way. There are only 2 heavy horse though, and there is Gladiator Spearman support. The Vigiles is going to die to Levy Freeman. Same thing here, Vigiles should die to Levy Freeman, but there is support from Gladiator Spearman, so that's not going to happen. Oathsworns here going to engage Veteran Legionaries. Should be a great engagement for Obelix. But Obelix is kind of like spread out. I feel like he should be rotating his forces that way, because his Oathsworns and his Celtic warriors, look, this one unit is just going to die to the Evocati and Evocati support. Well, 2 Evocatis here will crush that unit too quickly. Equites off the field here. Levy Freeman getting pulled out nicely here by Obelix, I suppose, and the engagements are really starting. The Celtic skirmishers actually got caught here, so that is really good by Atheas, but his cavalry is gonna get destroyed by heavy horse here, and you can see that. And it's quite obvious. Again, Atheas has to disengage here because there's no way he beats this line of swords. Ooh, nice maneuver here though. He's going to be able to do quite well against this Celtic warrior. However, this is going to open him up to get charged by this Oathsworn general, if Obelix decides to do that. But again, Atheas is not doing too badly on his flanks, I suppose. He's actually going to be able to win this flank. But look at this Oathsworn, already so many kills on the Veteran Legionary. However, with support in the rear, the Oathsworn should get defeated. But looks like this Evocati cohort will be just given up, basically. But some nice guiding with the infantry, though. Just he engaged this Evocati, though, which wasn't a good idea, I think. Because, yeah, he kills the Celtic warrior, but he's going to lose everything else, basically. So, I mean, he's going to lose the Evocati for that. I don't like it. And Obelix making a mistake here. He's pushing too far up with his Oathsworns, because they're going to be able to get caught. And nice job here by Atheas. He's going to win this flank, because the Oathsworns are starting to die. Jabs thrown into their rear. This is a huge deal for them, as more and more jabs get thrown in, or should I say Pila. Again, Atheas is also going to end up winning this flank, so that's good for him. Question is, how is he going to end up dealing with all the Oathsworns? He's going to deal with this Oathsworn for sure. That one is dead. But then he's lost an Evocati here. But again, huge mistakes here by Obelix. Oh, his Oathsworns aren't doing what they need to do here. No charges by the Oathsworns. The Evocati and Veteran Legionaries are getting their charges off, though. This is really bad by Obelix, actually. And it's going to make a massive difference in the engagement. His Oathsworn is still going to end up destroying this Veteran Legionary despite support from this Evocati. And I don't know why Atheas isn't recharging the Oathsworn. That's just, I don't understand why he's not doing that. He should do that right now to kill the Oathsworn as fast as he can. Finally, he's going to start attacking its rear, but it's taking him so long. So again, shield wall activated on these Oathsworns, and they will be able to hold for a long time. Especially this one also in shield wall. It's basically going to kill that Veteran Legionary and should do quite well against these to hold them off for a while at least. We still have Celtic skirmishers on the field. And actually, it looks like, no, this flank still should be won by Atheas. Just the center that is the problem, really, because it's a huge problem because of all the Oathsworns. And the Oathsworns now are actually starting to lose because, as you can see here, shield wall is actually messing them up. This isn't very good for them. Look at how they're engaging this fight with shield wall. It's just very awkward for them. So in this situation, shield wall isn't doing too well because of, I don't know why, I guess RNG or something. Here the Oathsworns are starting to die too because they're facing the wrong way. They should have been turned around by Obelix. So that is another mistake by Obelix. There's a micro, but it's really hard to notice that when you're in an actual battle. Heavy Horse will crush the Saucy with this Light Horse coming back. Light Horse with 58 kills, that's amazing. But again, what does Rome have in order to deal with these Oathsworns? Because the Oathsworns will grind it out. We need to see, there we go, he does use Second Wind. He pops it on his general, so that's going to allow the Oathsworn to crush through the Evocadis. Again, these Oathsworns here are actually losing to Evocadis and Veteran Legionaries. This is a huge blunder by Obelix, partially because he actually just attacked the Veteran Legionaries and the Evocadis. Well, he didn't attack them. He just stood there and took the charge, and then he used the shield wall, which messed up his units, basically. Like, I'm not saying shield wall is bad, but in this situation it didn't end up working too well for him. I wonder if it has something to do like giving attack orders and then pressing shield wall or something like that. I'm not sure. And here we see a nice cav charge with a heavy horse into the Legatus. This is going to do a lot of damage to the Legatus. And the Oathsworns here, look, this general is just having no issues whatsoever destroying the Evocadi. Like, you can see how good Oathsworns are against the Evocadis. And now, this Oathsworn is also destroying the Evocadi here. Heavy Horse should be able to do lots of damage to the Legatus, but now he's going to pull out because he doesn't want to lose the Heavy Horse to that unit. And the Oathsworns here, you can see how badly they're doing because of the weird formation they're in, and that they got crushed in the charge. By the charge, and this Oathsworn should actually apparently be able to kill this Veteran Legionary, but still, not a very efficient trade for Obelix. He definitely didn't play it as well as he should, I think. And at this point, it actually still looks pretty good for him, despite the balance of power, because he's definitely going to be able to do very well against these Evocadis with his general, especially once he gets the headhunt back up again. And he is disengaging this flank, but Obelix is going to have Heavy Horse here, and a Celtic Warrior here, and a Celtic Skirmisher. So I think Obelix is still in pretty good shape. Nice job here by Atheas. He's going to disengage, but now we can see that Obelix is also trying to get back in, but he doesn't get the charge off. Nice rear charge into the Veteran Legionaries over here should allow Obelix to win this engagement. Gladiator Spearmen rear charging the Oathsworns. Still shouldn't break them though, but should do some damage. Now they're attacked in the rear, so that's pretty big. Heavy Horse though attacking the rear of Gladiator Spearmen should do a lot of damage, and here we go. The Gladiator Spearmen are out off the field soon because they're in red morale, so this is pretty bad for them. And these Oathsworns here will crush the Evocadis, that is for certain. Celtic Warrior is going to do well against Vigiles. So the unit matching is very good from Obelix here. And with his rear charge over here, he should be able to deal with the Veteran Legionary if he actually makes it. He does get clipped by the Legatus, but he should still be able to rout this Veteran Legionary since he got a rear charge off. There we go, it's routed off the field. And now this flank for Atheas has also been routed off the field. And just look at these Oathsworns just grinding it out right now for Obelix. Now, nice micro here by Atheas though, pulling out the Gladiator Spearman and going in for another rear charge. This game is so close at this point, but I feel like Arverni should be able to have it because the Oathsworns are just tanking. Look at this one Oathsworn, 104 men left, 321 kills. So yeah, Oathsworns, they're quite powerful, guys. They are quite powerful. So they look at this back charging this Oathsworn again, but is it really going to make the difference? I don't think so. And I feel like on ultra unit size, this makes Oathsworns even stronger, I think. Anyway, Celtic Skirmishers, they're out of ammo, so they're gonna go in and fight the Gladiator Spearmen in melee. They should be able to do not too badly against the Gladiator Spearmen. So yeah, basically at this point, it should be game, because this Evocadi here will rout. And these units should actually end up losing at the end of the day, and it should be an Arverni victory after all. So let's just zoom in for now and look at the engagement. There we can see the Romans had a huge advantage in this battle at some point. Well, not huge, but some kind of an advantage, and he did take some nice engagements. against Arvirni, but still the power of Oathsworns. He wasn't able to take them down cost efficiently enough, I suppose, even though he did some really nice 1v1 engagements, whereas Obelix missed his charges with the Oathsworns. Still, very nice power build by Obelix, and despite Atheas, I think, doing some nice micro and some nice maneuvers against the Oathsworns, despite that, still, the Oathsworns, just look at them getting all the kills, especially the General. That was insane. Heavy Horse doing well as well, and the Celtic Skirmishers. Celtic Warrior with 177 kills, and Levi Freeman doing insane, probably killing the Vigiles. So again, Evocati's, some of them did really well. Like, look at these guys. Veteran Legionaries not so well. Vigiles getting some kills, but that's against Levi Freeman, so not too important. Gladiator Spearman doing really well, especially in the end too, charging those Oathsworns in the rear. So that was some nice use of Gladiator Spearman. But anyway, that is game. Obelix is going to end up moving forward in the tournament, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video. I'll see you next time.